Hello YouTube, it's Sean from the Pompey Games Room, back with the difficult second episode. They're always difficult, these second episodes. How do you follow up a smash hit which broke the internet the first time around? I think both Rob and I were thinking anything over 100 views, anything over 50 views, anything over 40 or 30 views.
One view. Anything over
Well, there's two of us, anything over 3 views, I think, was breaking the internet.
You can watch it, I'm not watching it.
I'm not going to watch myself, so anything over 3 views we were classing as breaking the internet. And yeah, at the time of recording this we had over 100 views, so thank you so much for the amount of people that gave us an hour of their life. But
Wait.
Wasted. Well, obviously not, because we also had a winner from the first episode, and we had, by a score of 2-1, the winner was Rob from the first episode. So well done, Rob. Well done.
Who's got 2 thumbs and wins at YouTube? This guy.
Well, this is where it gets awkward, Rob. He's complete with a list here. So I think, I'm just saying, I wouldn't be prepared to take a victory in this climate, because I think we only have to look down in the comments to see some of the scandals that went on in the last episodes. And by the way, I was going to start off the video with a minute's silence for my hair, because this is the last time you're going to be seeing my lockdown haircut. It is being cut tomorrow. So anyway, Sean's hair, that's it. And there we go. So next time you see me, totally different hairstyle, unless something happens tomorrow, so we'll see. But anyway, so Rob, yeah, like I said, I'm not too sure I'd want to take a victory in the manner that you might have won last time. So I mean, let's just start on the comments that did log selections and put a vote in. So first off, we had let's put John 2000. Thanks for the comment, John. I'm going to read it here. Well, I'm not going to read them all actually, because there was like 20 odd comments. John 2000, he decided 3-2 to Sean on the game selections. Then Dan Latt, I play football with Dan. I can only assume Rob got to him at the charity football matches we do, because straight off Dan said, my 2 first games, and I thought, I'm onto a winner here, Dan's going to give me a clean sweep. He then went 3 with Rob, and that was, I'll be honest, Dan, that upset me somewhat. It took a little while to get over.
He see the writing on the wall, Sean. He can see, you know, a sinking ship when he you know, he knows a sinking ship when he sees one. Well,
yeah, I can only come down to that. But all I can imagine was that he must have been appalled at what happened with your brother in the comments, Ruth, Rob. What happened? I mean, I can't even think straight, as you can tell here. So, I mean, so Spud J, I think, is how he goes by on here, but we're going to go by anyway. And that's Rob's brother, Sam. Well, what can we say? I mean, the scandalous claim that SmackDown 2 was his own, only to be disclosed in the comments that it was actually his brother's. Can you take all the gaming nostalgia memories from that? I'm not too sure you can.
Fake news. You know,
well,
I'm just saying, my people are talking to his people about it. You know, I can't say anything more for legal reasons. I'm saying, you know, if you look at who said it, you know, is he trustworthy? You know what I mean?
Well, I think also you've got to read into the fact that you have to have an intermediary going between the 2 brothers to actually have a chat. I think you've also got to take that into account with the score. So technically it is 2-1 to Rob. But like I said, I'm not too sure I could take a victory like that, Rob. But, you know, I'm not you. So it's...
Me, technically. No, technically, 2-1. It is 2-1. I did.
Actually, I'm going to read down. So we actually had we actually have more comments. So we had comments from Goal Pain, who didn't actually make a selection. So please do make selections next time, guys, as to who you think wins. Betty Horde Clinic is a channel I've recently found, which is a crazy name, but anyway, he selected 3 titles out of the 5 that we did. I can only assume he fell asleep during our really long video as to the last 2, but he selected Rob, so technically out of the 3 games he selected, 2 were Rob's and 1 was mine. So technically, Rob, I think you could probably give him a 3-1 victory there. But like I said, I'm not too sure I could take that with what happened with his own brother. So the Man Cave also put a comment, and Hoover Motion and the Football Channel HD. Thank you so much for your comments, guys. But we didn't actually have a comment as to who you thought won in the video. But anyway, Rob was the winner from the first episode after 5 minutes of rambling. And yeah, so I just wanted to get that off my chest, Rob, and well done again. I think there will be an asterisk by the result in the record books when people look back. But what can we do, eh? What can we do?
He won that. Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's exactly what will happen. But so Rob has taken a 1-0 lead. So anyway, Rob, how are you doing, Rob? It's lovely to catch up with you, even in these awkward circumstances. So.
Nice to hear from you. I'm doing very well, and you might notice, something out of you tonight. I'll be entertaining a bottle of 50 point. No, how many I had already? 50.10, which is brewed exclusively for the Great British Rifle Team in the 2020 competitions of provincial and national championships in Nova Scotia and Ontario in 2020. So this is free beer given to me because I work in the hospital, and many of the good people of Hampshire have donated, businesses have donated items to hospital workers like myself, including chocolates and beers and things to help us all out, and it's much appreciated. But I would say a thank you to the Great Rifle Team for giving this beer to the hospital, and then in fact giving it to me. But the chances of one of them watching this video are astronomical.
Well, we broke the internet first video, Rob, so,
Yeah, that's going to happen. But, yeah, everyone else watching, yes. I can just imagine the people should just say, yeah, you know what's good for shooting? Alcohol. Alcohol and shooting. Just hand in hand. I can imagine one guy saying, so I was supposed to drink this after my shooting.
Is this celebration or before?
What? Oh, now you say it, it's obvious, really.
I didn't hit anyone in the last fight.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I hit Ron. Ron's on our team, so... well deserved, mate. And like we touched on in the last episode, before we started recording, thanks for everything you guys are doing, and it's very well deserved. So yeah, well done. And you know what? Let's take the asterisks away from the last one. You won. You won. Well done. Well done. So.
I don't want it.
But,
I want it.
I don't want your pity victories. So, anyway, guys, we're going to get back to our second episode of Top Trumps. I'm going to apologise as well because I'm setting my camera up here because we did notice last episode that my laptop was really loud. Now, it's a fairly old laptop now, so the fan really kicks in. So, Rob is over there, and I'm like, hello, Rob, and the camera. And I've set my phone up on a really, really makeshift stand with a cardiac risk in the young rubber band holding it up on a stand, which I broke during the last episode. Again, that I won't actually blame Rob for, but yeah. It was our video. So
it's nice working with pros. That's all I'm saying, Sean.
Well, that's Rob gets treated to the behind the scenes of every video, so it's no, so we've decided to record a second episode. This time we're only going for 3, so we're going to make the episode shorter as he speaks, with an 8.5, 9 minute intro of just rambling. And we are decided to do another 3 selections. So we're going to go for football, we're going to go for racing, and first person shooters. Now, they could be quite, obviously football and racing, they could be quite generic titles, but again, it's our memories, games we've played, games we've owned, all that. So hopefully there'll be some stories and anecdotes or anything that comes out of it. But yeah, so Rob, I went first last time, so I think Rob's decided, well, we decided between us that Rob's going to go first. So Rob, over to you, and your first selection in the football category. What are you going to go with?
So in football, I mean, you naturally have a big advantage over this, John, considering I think I've played for about 4 or 5 football games, whereas I imagine you've played every football game ever made. So you've got a much larger catalogue of which to go through. I have a lot of fond memories of FIFA '98 on the PCs. I have a lot of fond memories. I had to look at the name earlier. It was the football game where you also had power-ups, and I think it was
Was it Adidas Power Soccer?
that's the one. And
Yeah.
I had to look at it. I can imagine them playing, designing the game and saying, "This game's all right, but not, it's not that exciting. How can we make it more exciting?" And some guy says, we could just improve the graphics or improve the gameplay. No. What about power-ups? Like when you kick the ball, it turns into a ball of flame, and then shoots towards the goalie and hits the goalie like a lorry, and then just smash the goal into the goal. Or you just power up and then you can just burn through a track of fire across the pitch.
Just spices football up. So
Fire and power ups and that kind of thing. So yeah, lots of fond memories of that as well. But when it came down to the final selection, I had to go for the obvious. So the obvious choice for any football game, of course, is World Cup Italia 1990.
Mate, I so nearly wrote that down. That was on the Mega Games cartridge, wasn't it? I so nearly, but I thought I'm not going to do it this episode. So sorry, carry on. I just want you to know that we played that a lot. So
I know it's an obvious choice for any football player's dream. It's up there, almost a cliche. It's the kind of game you play when you've got a Mega Drive and you've got two controllers and you've got a friend or a family member to play a game with. And you've got one football game, and it's Italia '90. That's the time it really shines when you've got no other choice of football games to play within the house at that moment. You play Italia '90, and for those who've not played it's very unusual that it has a bird's eye view of the pitch and a bird's eye view at the players playing around. So you just see the little circles that are their heads of the players.
And the little legs running from below, isn't it?
Little legs running around. And I think you could pass the ball. Sorry if I'm getting too technical here with the language, but you stop me if I'm getting run away. You could pass the ball. I believe you could shoot the ball, and you could also tackle an opponent.
What about throw-ins, Rob? Could you do throw-ins?
Well, I guess at the advanced level, perhaps you could work on
seeing the ball above the blob.
That may have been downloadable content.
Yeah.
The expansion pack of throw-ins and of course the expansion pack of free kicks.
Now with corner flags.
And it inspired my own tackling technique of two-legged tackles from behind. Whether they got the ball or not, that's for, the ref to decide, not the likes of me. And when you start playing, you think this is rubbish. The graphics here are absolutely terrible, and the gameplay is terrible. But if you find you can ignore all those things and just keep going with it, it becomes quite addictive, and you actually end up putting quite a lot of time into it. Especially, if you go to the full World Cup tournament, you think, well, maybe if I don't, and you obviously can't save it on the Mega Drive. You think, well, if I stop now, maybe Nigeria will never win a World Cup. And can you live with that, Sean? Can you live with that fact that you've denied the good people of Nigeria the chance of winning a World Cup? I don't know how you sleep at night, but I certainly couldn't sleep with that on my body.
I don't know if I could, Rob. I think when a World Cup comes around, it is the testament of every football fan when the result against Ghana versus the who should we say? Just say Ghana versus Iceland or someone like that. That becomes a make or break evening result. That if Iceland can pull off the unthinkable and beat Ghana, it's just, I totally agree with you there, Rob. Now, for those people that have never seen Rob, have been treated to seeing Rob play football, I had a chat with one of our mutual friends, Mike Buckingham, and he'll probably comment on this video. And we determined that with Rob, it's one of the two Bs. It's either ball or blood. He's getting one or the other, or sometimes both. With he's nicknamed Rob the Slide because he'll just slide from the halfway line and probably end up outside the D at any stage on their half. So yeah, Rob's crazy tackling abilities, but never seems to go unmissed at any football occasion that we've all graced at the same pitch. Anyway, no, that's a solid choice, Rob. Like I said, I wasn't going to guess at the beginning, but I did think, because you had quite a few Mega Game cartridges, I seem to remember, when we were growing up with the Mega Drive. Yeah. And I always remember that we used to play on, was it Columns you played quite a lot as well? I seem to recall. That was on the same cartridge, I believe. It was Columns, Super Hang-On and Italia 90. The motorcycle game. Anyway, I'll double check that, but solid choice. But yeah, the top down view when you just saw the head, you know, with hair not too dissimilar to mine all over the place. Yeah, it was good, and you could score some quite good goals on it, I seem to recall as well. But the pitch went on forever as well, I seem to recall. You just run for like 20 minutes.
There was no way really of telling where you were. You think, am I going to be ready? Am I going towards the goal now, or am I, losing perspective? It's a bit like Subbuteo. If you're playing Subbuteo, the computer game, where you kind of just flick for the next person to, that's
a good choice.
Yeah, a lot of good memories of a lot of time on very limited options of football games available. Yeah.
Well, I think growing up in a house, yourself growing up in a house with 3 brothers, I think that's pretty. That would have been quite a hotly contested game. So, so great choice, Rob. I've got to admit, it was one that I thought about, and you gave some notable mentions right at the beginning. So I'm going to say FIFA 98 as well, because it was Road to the World Cup. A really nostalgic game. Other games that I was going to say were FIFA 96 on the Mega Drive. In the current day when that was out, I would have said that I was very confident that I could beat most people on that game. Nowadays I've gone back and it's just not stayed at all. But I was very good at that game. I think that was probably one of the only FIFAs I was ever really good at. But anyway, my selection I'm going to go for is a video that I've covered on my channel, and I actually think it's one of my highest videos that I've got. But it's actually Ronaldo v Football. Now, this is on the PlayStation 1, and I think it was by Infogrames. I'll be using the footage for this video from my actual review video that I did when I first started my channel. And the reason I've gone for Ronaldo v Football is that it's just, I think for me personally, it was a perfect, so you've always had 2 versions of football games. You've had FIFA and you've had Pro Evo. Now, Pro Evo on the N64 especially, and the SNES, I remember playing those games. They were really, really good, really well detailed. The motions were cool. You were sort of closer to the pitch and you had better camera angles than FIFA. But it was always a bit of the underdog as well, Pro Evo, because it didn't have the proper name. So it would be like David Beckham, Michael Cohen, Alan Shearer, and stuff like that, you know. So, no, it's once you did all the name changes though. I mean, it's a bit like the modern day Pro Evos. You have to do a patch to get all the proper team logos and stuff. But Ronaldo v Football, you could only be international sides. It was, I think it was essentially based around the Copa America, but you had other teams in there. I think England were in there as well. It's been a long time since I've played it, but it's a game that anytime anyone asks me about a football game, it's the game I always say, and it's the game that not many people really know about as well. But when I covered it on my channel, I don't actually think there was a video on it when I put it on. There probably was, but I put it on and it was just, I absolutely love that game. It's the goals you could score, the free kicks, the challenges you could make on people, the tricks. It was quite ahead of its time, really. So I'm going to select Ronaldo v Football, just for the pure reason that it always acted as a bit of a hybrid between FIFA and Pro Evo for me on the PlayStation 1. I think it was on the PC as well, and I want to say, I think, no, it wasn't on the Saturn. It wasn't on the Sega Saturn, but it was certainly on the PlayStation 1. An absolute stellar title. And if any PS1 collectors got it in their collection, they should definitely seek it out for sure, just to give it a go and see what they think. But yeah, Ronaldo v Football is my selection for the football selection. Rob's gone for Italian 90, and I've gone for Ronaldo v Football. So comments below, guys. Like I said, if you need your memories jogged for these games, there'll be some gameplay in this video anyway, so you can see. Otherwise, yeah, just basically search it on YouTube and you'll see some videos come up with reviews and gameplay. But make your selection. If you've got it, like I said, throw them on and give them a go. So yeah, solid selection there, Rob. Really good. Yeah, I really remember playing the Mega Games around your house, because they'd won the Mega Games with Streets of Rage on. Was it Streets of Rage 1? It was on it?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Yeah, and Golden Axe was on one as well, I seem to recall. So, yeah, I think predominantly we played a lot of our gaming on the Mega Drive, I think. So, yeah, pretty decent. So we'll move on to the next selection, and that is racing. I'm really intrigued. I think I know what you're going to go for with this one as well, but I might be wrong. In fact, I know I said I wasn't. I'm not going to guess. I'm just going to hold it up. Whatever I select, you say it, and then I'll hold it up. But I'm pretty sure I know what you're going to go for, because I remember being around your place when you picked this game up. So anyway, I'm probably wrong.
So I'm tempted to say something completely wrong now, just to get it. My favourite game is Call of Duty. It's not, you know, don't consider it a racing game, but you know, no.
It is against the clock.
No, I wouldn't do that. So, yeah, again, thinking back to honourable mentions first, probably. So, probably the one that sticks in my mind of the arcades is Ridge Racer. I think
I did get one. Come on, that's anyway. Carry on.
Because, you know, when I think about going to the arcades, I think about, you know, slot machines, penny slot machines. I think about, you know, probably Time Crisis, action, you know, shooting. And I remember someone saying, you know, the voice of Ridge Racer, and me thinking, how is that still here? How is that still going? That was here when I was here about 10, 15 years ago. Surely they've updated the machines. And no, they haven't. No, they haven't updated any of the machines. But it's nice to be able to go back historic. And I think I had Ridge Racer on the PS1 as well. So that was also quite a big moment when I realised I could actually get like a proper arcade game on the kind of a home console. I think, oh, actually, I've got the real thing here. But but I don't play a lot of racing games like the Asphalt series or you know, Burnout series and things. But if we're counting racing games as like kart games, then you know, it's probably Mario Kart 64. I mean, it's an obvious cliche for kart games. I was almost going to go for Crash Bandicoot Racing, so Crash Team Racing, CRT, on the PlayStation 1, because I remember getting the PlayStation rather than some other people who got the N64, thinking, oh no, I can't get Mario Kart. Oh, I can get kind of like the cheap non-union Mexican equivalent like Crash Team Racing, and being really pleasantly surprised at how well the game was put together. But then when I came to kind of look at this today and watch some videos of Crash Team Racing, thinking, I don't remember any of the characters. I remember being pleasantly surprised, but I don't remember any of the characters or what the weapons were, or any of the levels. Whereas now, if you ask me to remember kind of the characters and everything for the Mario Kart, I can kind of spool it off. It's just the way it's kind of embedded in your mind from, you know, coming home from a drunken night out to someone's house, you know, 2 o'clock in the morning with your mates after being out, and someone's got an N64 with Mario Kart 64 in it and the 4 controllers. And, you know, go on there. It might be 2 o'clock in the morning, and it might be a Monday night, but still, you've got to put a bit of time into Mario Kart. So, yeah, countless hours of fun. Absolutely screwing your friends by letting them get right near the end of the race, where you hit them with a blue turtle. shell, and then it just going through. So yeah, it was also nice that I've been able to kind of impart that to my daughter with Mario Kart Wii.
Oh, that's classic
And
version.
it's fantastic. It's a really good version of it.
Yeah.
Really done themselves proud with it. And I find it very hard to use the motion control for that one, but you can plug in a classic controller, which or use a uh, Mega GameCube controller for it as well.
Yeah.
Really good. So yeah, just a load of fun of mindlessly bashing each other and burning the midnight oil when you probably could be sleeping or studying at uni or something like that. Yeah,
That's a brilliant choice. Again, one of my noticeable mentions is Mario Kart, but it is Mario Kart Wii. I just think that they, like you said just a minute ago, they nailed so many things with Mario Kart Wii. I remember playing that with my nephew Stan when he was so young. I think it was one of the first games that he ever really played, because we were amazed when he could actually figure out to use the motion control to turn the corners. But yeah, I remember playing that game to death, and I so nearly selected that. But yeah, Mario Kart 64 is brilliant. The tracks on Mario Kart 64 as well, I think, because it was the first one after, I think it was the one after the SNES version, wasn't it, the original?
yeah,
Because they tried a lot of different tracks on that they didn't carry over to other Mario Karts. So it's almost like they thought we made this one a bit too difficult. So, but yeah, Mario Kart 64 was quite difficult, I seem to recall, when I played it last. So,
yeah.
but Mario Kart Wii, yeah, I absolutely love that game. I think we even completed Mario Kart Wii back in when it was out, sort of 2008, 2009. But yeah, brilliant selection.
Yeah.
I'm totally up for that.
I really like the battle zones on the Mario Kart Wii as well.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
The verses and also the levels where you collect the coins as well. So you're not fight. You're not in shooting each other. So it makes it a bit more child friendly, just collecting coins. Yeah, just give you loads of options, and they're really well designed levels where you're playing it, and then suddenly the level changes due to the time changes in another section of it.
It's clever concept, definitely.
And even looking at it on like a great big TV, the Wii version still holds up pretty well.
It does. It's still really well sort of detailed. Really well. Did you ever play the one I was going to say? Because when we had a GameCube when we were younger, did you ever play on Double Dash, Mario Kart Double Dash?
I don't think I've played it. I've heard a lot about it though.
That's the two. So effectively, you can like power slide around corners. So one drives and another one does the weapons.
Yeah.
It's an interesting concept. It would never really. It's a brilliant game to play, but I think night and day difference between Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart Double Dash. It was really.
I think they did the same on Crash Bandicoot as well. They did tag team. Well, they're just ripping off ideas, sure.
Yeah.
But quite well. You want
and very profitably. Making a lot of money.
They made a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
One person drove, and the other person operated the weapons. So one of you driving, the other one's shooting everyone else. So that's also a really good.
That's the same concept as Double Dash actually, but yeah, that's solid selection, mate. Absolutely solid. So I think my ones I'm going to go for, like I said, Mario Kart Wii was going to be one of the suggestions. In fact, I've got a whole list here of racing games because, like Rob said, I'd say probably more than football. Actually, I've got more racing games. Ayrton Senna, Super Mario GP, very very good game. Formula One, Codemasters games, any of the modern day ones, I'm really big fans of. Virtual Racing. Sega Rally was another one that I nearly went for on the Sega Saturn, but the one I did settle on, and it's a game series that I haven't mentioned any of previous games, is Gran Turismo 2 on the PlayStation 1. Now, I absolutely loved this title. Say loved because I thought we owned it. I do own it because I've got the case upstairs, but I don't know where the disc is, so I can only assume it's in one of my other PlayStation 1s upstairs. But yeah, where can you start on Gran Turismo? One, the soundtrack was amazing. Two, there was I think there was something like 25 tracks on the original. There was only 12 tracks, racing tracks, not music. There was like 5 times the amount of cars on it. I think there was about 150 cars on the first one. I think there might have even been as much as 650, 700 cars on this next one. The driving licenses were quite cool. I always remember doing those. I hated doing those on the first version. But also, the tracks carried over from the first game, so the race tracks again. And there was just better detail on them. They looked better. It was released 2 years after, I think 1999 or 2000 it was released. But it was when everyone was really, really sort of gotten to grips with how the PlayStation graphics worked. So they really got the most out of that console. And yeah, I just love everything about the game. It handles well. You could customize a lot of things on it. Now, I'm not really into car customization games, but I was really sort of into my cars around sort of that age with Formula One and even touring cars. I was into that as well. So I sort of knew what you could do to a car to make it go quicker, but nowadays, no idea. But yeah, I absolutely love that game. Just the customizations that you could do on this. Gran Turismo 1, totally agreed. It's a fantastic title. But just number 2, from my point of view, is the one that really, really sort of sells the game series, and then set it up for, I think it was Gran Turismo Concept on the PlayStation 2, which was the next one. Or was it Prologue? I can't remember. But no, it was, even when I had my PlayStation 2, I still played on Gran Turismo 2, and yeah, I definitely got my money's worth out of that. And I remember buying that with my paper round money. So I've got fond memories of buying that, and because I remember renting from Blockbuster. I remember renting the first one from Blockbuster Video, and yeah, so I never owned the first one. I do now, but number 2, I remember buying just on the back, thinking I don't think I pre-ordered it, but yeah, I got it pretty close to coming out because I got a poster with it. So that was given away when it was just released. But yeah, massive fan of that game. Absolutely love it. So Gran Turismo 2 for me on the PlayStation 1. So, but again, really, really good suggestion with Mario Kart. I think, well, they're both absolute king titles really for the racing game. So it'll be really interesting. I am genuinely interested to see who wins that one, because I think that'll be quite close. So
very solid choice, like Gran Turismo. You know, I can't fault that. You know, it's going to make it an excellent game. You said you got it from rented it from Blockbuster.
Rented it from Blockbuster, yeah. So that was yeah.
Do you miss being able to rent games from Blockbuster?
It's so weird, actually. I chatted about this with one of my friends the other day, and you do, just the fact that you used to be able to rent game consoles as well.
Yeah.
You used to be able to go in there and sort of rent, because I remember one of my friends rented a SNES from the one down Copner, North End area, not Copner, sorry. And they used to come in like these almost like bulletproof metal cases. Did you ever rent one?
I never rented a console. I rented lots of games.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bulletproof case in case you got jacked on the way.
Oh, seriously, it was a bit like GTA. You know, where you're going and sort of you sort of do a bank job and then you just try to steal the money. They were in, seriously. I think even if you Google it, the one around Cosham was certainly. I mean, you know, being quite close to where they were sort of on the border between Paulsgrove and Cosham, so they had gangs from both areas. It was like anyway.
Bring it back, it's covered in blood. It's sorry.
No, it's not for me.
It's my job. Luckily, it's strong enough to beat him to death with it.
This is dented. Don't look at the other side. So
imprint on the other side.
It's like Han Solo in that Carbonite. Yeah. Just with the outline of a cap in it as well. So no, I do miss renting games. It was the experience of going there. Not even when you were just going to rent films. It was the experience of just spending hours in there, just thinking what you were going to rent. So yeah,
it gave you a taster for it. So if you're spending like 50 quid on a game, am I going to like it or not? You think, well, okay, well, I'll spend a fiver and play it for a weekend. And then if it's really good, I'll go buy it.
Exactly.
No real way to take a trial of a game.
No. That's exactly what I did with Gran Turismo. So the first one, like I said, I tried it and we rented it, we never owned it. And then Gran Turismo 2, I just knew I had to buy that because it was such a classic title.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do miss all that stuff. It was Blockbuster, but there was another firm, wasn't there, as well? Right at the beginning of the 90s. I can't remember who it was, but there was 2 but one went out of business really quick. But maybe it was just Blockbuster, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I mean, we were quite lucky actually. We had one really close to us, didn't we, when we were growing up? So
close to you, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was fine. So yeah.
Oh, hey, Rob, do you mind handing that back in tomorrow? Yeah, fine. I'll walk all the way past your house.
Actually, that's good because you can pick up some stuff from me on the way, so that's fine.
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Perfect.
What about the market as well? Would you mind? Yeah.
So I think the one you'll probably end up trumping me on definitely now is coming up, because I know you play a lot of these sort of games. So the next one is first-person shooters that we're going to go for. I haven't a clue what you're going to select. Now, I'm really intrigued actually, because the game I'm selecting is one that I think you would have played it for sure. And I've even got it here because it only arrived today, believe it or not.
Green.
So it's a green case. I just showed you enough there. So
it's either 360 or the Xbox One. Couldn't make it out. Yeah, okay.
You can. So for those of you Rob alluded to in the last one that I don't own an Xbox. I have actually shot a pickup video for an Xbox that I was donated. So for doing some drawing work. So that would have gone up before this episode. So hopefully it would have gone up anyway. So yeah, you'll be seeing this. But anyway, yeah. So I'm really intrigued because whatever you suggest as your notable mentions as well, I'm going to check out. So because I think we played very similar games growing up. So I think I'm going to be intrigued to try it out. So go ahead. What's your selection, Rob?
It was a real tricky one, this one, because as you say, I put a lot of time in the first-person shooter genre. I played every Call of Duty. I played every Medal of Honor. I played every Battlefield, and you get Halo and Doom and Quake, and you're gonna go on into the sci-fi area. I almost had to categorize my notable mentions to kind of one per category. So my first notable mention is the first Medal of Honor game, the Medal of Honor 1 on the PlayStation 1, because I remember picking up the game, not really knowing anything about it, and just thinking, oh, this looks interesting, sort of game, and then realizing that it was kind of really revolutionary because it introduced so many what are now kind of common elements into the first-person shooter genre. Kind of kick-started the World War II first-person shooter genre, which, how many games ended up kind of copying Medal of Honor, created a whole subsection of computer games. And, my memories of playing that game were so atmospheric, and the real attention to detail, and the music was fantastic, and level design was brilliant, and you had extras to see the way that the behind-the-scenes materials and the way they built that game. And I think Steven Spielberg actually had a lot to do with the building of that game. He was trying to co-release it at the same time as Saving Private Ryan. It has a lot of fond memories. One funny memory to it is where sometimes the music would become very dramatic for no reason at all. It would not correlate to what you were doing. You'd just be walking through the forest and it would am I going to get attacked? No, it's just a little loop.
It's a mouse with a toothpick going, I'll kill you! I'll kill you!
Dick Hart! Nazi mouse!
A German mouse. Yeah.
It's a Gouda. And then one other kind of notable mention is the first Call of Duty game, Call of Duty 1, because there's so many memories of the Medal of Honor series. Really was kind of you followed a pathway. You started at one end of the path and you worked your way down the path, and then you bumped into Germans on the way, sometimes individually, sometimes in a group. And that was kind of it, really. And whereas Call of Duty kind of opened that up to kind of a much larger space where you can kind of go left, down the middle, or go to the right. I can go up and then down this way. And it opened up kind of the area that you could fight. You could choose your different routes much more, and it gave playback gave a lot more variation to where you could go, and also there was much more emphasis on fighting a squad rather than fighting as an individual. And some of the Call of Duty series are giving you more or less controls over the squad, so you can move people around or not move people around. And then other games like well, there's so many World War II, first-person shooters, and they vary how much control squad-based individual games. But anyway, getting to my choice. Is going to be part of the Battlefield series. So in joint place, really, it is. Can I do that? Am I allowed to do joint?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'm good with that. That's fine. Go for it.
Is the Battlefield 1942 and Battlefield Vietnam, which made by the same developer, and Battlefield 1942 came out, and that was set during the Second World War, and the Battlefield, I'm sure most people watching this know this, series, rather than having a linear point, you had spawn points, and you had to kind of try to keep control over a certain amount of the area for a certain period of time, deduct tickets in order to win the battle, and that gave a lot more variation to playing the same kind of levels, because you could spawn at different points and the games could work out in different ways. And you could choose to think, okay, well, this time round I'm going to hang back and I'm going to be a sniper, I'm going to snipe guys out. This time I'm going to be going for assault, and I'm just going to go assault guys. This time round I'm going to go anti-tank. This time round I'm going to jump in the tanks, and you can use vehicles. We had tanks, planes, boats, motorbikes, everything like that to blow it. We go around and blowing things up. And the 1942 had expansion packs, which were really fantastic. And the amount of time I sank into Battlefield 1942 is absolutely ridiculous.
It sounds quite tactical, actually.
Yeah,
if you could do different elements, different roles. I've never seen it.
It gave you more variation, but essentially, if you wanted to use it just as a first-person shooter, it was. You just got a gun around shooting people. You'd find yourself realizing that you'd oh no, I'm just going to hold back and take one for the team this time, and I'm just going to defend this key area, and realizing I'm actually just playing against the computer. There's no team. I'm not taking one for the team. I'm playing against myself, against the computer here. It's very addictive. And Battlefield Vietnam is just such a fantastic game. It really captures kind of a lot of the atmosphere, I imagine, of the late 1960s America, because the music is absolutely fantastic. They use so many tracks. There's Jimi Hendrix. It's got the Doors in it, and it's just got the Rolling Stones, so many iconic pieces of music from that period of time, and they fit so well to kind of the atmosphere of kind of chaotic. You can play different sides. So you can play as the Americans, or you can play as the Viet Cong, and or the ARVN, the South Vietnamese, and the variations of weaponry and vehicles that you can use. You can fly planes, fly helicopters. You can fly a helicopter and play Ride the Valkyries, you're recreating movies as you're going around, blowing the guys up. And I have good memories of playing it where it was an intense battle scene. We're just blowing out, all firefighting. And then for some reason, one of the computer bots just jumped on a little moped and skimmed across the entire battle. What are you thinking between the battle lines? Who ordered Domino's pizza?
I gotta get home!
Domino's! What was going through your mind as all the artillery shells exploded?
I tell you what, those delivery drivers are committed to that 30 minutes hot or not, or your pizza.
1 hour or your money back. Campaign or sign, war or peace. If you're looking for a great first-person shooter to start you off on an Xbox experience, and you can't certainly go further wrong than Call of Duty World at War, which is, in my opinion, my favourite Call of Duty game, and I've just come back to it again and again and again. But I remember playing that game with Glenn in your house. I don't know how long ago it was, and yet still now I still play that game. Yeah. Even though I've got much more graphically superior games, just come back to it because it's just so well made and kind of so addictive. Sorry, so I've just said about 10 notable.
No, mate, it's a game series. It's a game series that you're passionate on. That's what these videos are for, and I think that it comes across. I mean, my memories are I thought you were going to go for a Medal of Honor game because I remember playing Medal of Honor with you, the first one especially, and I even remember the music that you were saying about. So yeah, I totally agree. So yeah, solid selection. So you're going through, just to recap again, because it was 2, wasn't it?
Battlefield 1942 and Battlefield Vietnam. It's fantastic games because they're the same developer, similar kind of time frame, but the different setting, but just fantastic.
So would they been PC versions or PlayStation?
They would have been.
Were they only on PlayStation?
They'd have been on PC, unfortunately. Yeah, I would have given a lot to get console versions of those games now.
Yeah.
Still play them again. But there's kind of the few times that I bother booting up again from my laptop to play a PC game is just one of those, really. So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate, but
probably get an emulator.
You can probably find it somewhere. But I mean, if you look at console games, and there are certainly enough great first-person shooter games on consoles, which I've mentioned, to keep you busy for a while.
Great. Well, so I mean, my like I said, my memories of you, Rob, are not Call of Duty. Well, Call of Duty to a certain extent, because I do remember you playing alongside Glenn as well. But the Medal of Honor games especially. So notable mentions for myself. Some that I want to say are, I think one of my favourite games that nearly made the list was a game called Conflict Desert Storm. Did you ever play that?
Yeah.
That was when you were a bunch, I think it was either 3 or 4. I say I love playing it, I can't even remember how many. It was either 3 or 4, and each person in the team had a different talent. So one was a sniper, one was a... that's it, one was good with explosives. Yeah, it was a bit tactical. I really liked that element about it. And you just used to be able to go off and, try and... how you would do the mission. And obviously when it failed, you would then go, actually, no, if I shot that person from back here with a sniper, it's not a problem. So, there's that one as well. I would say Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six games. I was very much into, I think it was Vegas. The first Vegas game I was really into. Brilliant. And it's one of the only, apart from the actual choice that I've made, it's one of the 2 first-person shooter games that I've ever completed. So but I remember playing that on the PlayStation 3. But speaking of PlayStation 3, I originally had this on the PlayStation 3. I got it free with my PlayStation 3 when I got it from Virgin Megastores. And as Rob said, it's now in a green case. But that is Medal of Honor Airborne. Now, like I said, I've recently picked this up. This just arrived today. The reason that I love this game, originally, I remember when I bought the PlayStation, there was 4 other games that I could get. There was 5 to choose from. They didn't have 3 of the games that I wanted. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. Probably Barbie, Super Princess, games that, so probably games that they were all sold out. So SingStar, all that stuff. So anyway, I went for Medal of Honor because it was the only one there, and I thought, well, I want something to play with. I've just spent the best part of 300 quid on this console, which, at the time, I only had a part-time job at the time. So my now wife, but then girlfriend, came in with me to buy the console, and we went home with Medal of Honor. I wasn't really expecting a lot from it, and I think sometimes that helps a game when you're not expecting a lot from it. But as you can tell, Airborne means that you're... You start off every level by parachuting in, and at the time I'd never really played a game so detailed when you were parachuting in, because there was bullets flying everywhere, the sounds were incredible, and it was so atmospheric. Even playing it on a really bad TV that I would have had at the time, it was just such an immersive experience. And like I said, I don't play a lot of these sort of games apart from the games that I listed before. I owned Call of Duty World War II, and I still had it sealed. I never even played it. Didn't feel. I know it's savage because it's considered like an absolute classic, isn't it? I've never played it. I've never played it, but it stayed wrapped, and I had it on the PlayStation 4 for ages. I never even undone it. I won it on eBay for something ridiculous when people were they bought lots of them to resell, and people just couldn't shift them. So I ended up getting it, I think, for like about 15 quid, and it just stayed sealed. And I ended up selling it on, so I never played it. But this game, like I said, there were so many different elements to it that you could actually parachuting in to start off with. There was different weapons that you could select to use during it. So you always, from memory, you always had a sort of cluster of grenades you could use, smoke bombs. You had a sniper rifle, a handgun, and semi-automatic machine. So you had 3 weapons. You could pick up ammo going through the levels. You could go into buildings as well, push doors open. And there was the crouch feature where you crouch. It was one of the first games that I played personally where I felt it worked really well, that you could crouch behind an object if it was a burnt out vehicle or building rubble, and you could peek out really slowly, so you wouldn't sort of just like say Time Crisis, you know, when you press the foot pedal you just spring up,
Yeah.
you know, so it was like, that's it, yeah. And it's like you can actually just peer out slightly and poke your gun out, and you could really sort of, and the gameplay here I'll be recording and stuff, so you'll see. I'll try and do a few of these, but it's really yeah, just for someone that didn't play first person shooters back a lot in the early 2000s to mid 2000s, I didn't really play them at all. So to play this and to really get pulled in to playing this game, I loved it. I completed it 3 or 4 times from memory, and yeah, I just absolutely. I mean, one of the things. I mean, I have screen footage going here, but you can see there, Rob, on the thing at the top, you can see the parachuting coming in. Yeah, I absolutely love that game, and it's a game, like I said, I've rebought. I still actually own it for my PlayStation 3 in the loft, but my PlayStation 3 is dead, so it needs to be repaired. So I'll have to remedy that at some point to get that sorted. But no, so my selection is Medal of Honor Airborne. That's available pretty much on every console at the time as well. And yeah, definitely worth checking out, guys, if you've never played it. I'm sure everyone would have, but
So,
yeah.
so I own Medal of Honor Airborne.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, it's the worst Medal of Honor and Call of Duty game by quite a margin. I will say.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's fine. That's fine. I'll take that.
Yeah, the mechanics of the game, the gameplay. You're right in the detail. When you go down to the detail of the whole city and trying to swing yourself left and right and try to aim for your landing zone.
Yeah.
Really interesting. The graphics are really good, but the gameplay is awkward by comparison, I would say. So the fact that you think that the best first person shooter makes me sad, Sean. It makes me sad that you.
That's fine. You know, I'll take that. I'll take that.
Enjoy more better games. If you say, you know, the best cars like the Ford Fiesta, that just means you've never tried another car.
You're going to create an absolute flame war now with the Ford Fiesta groups. You do realise that.
I've got one. I've got a. It's not the best car in the world. You know, so I'm really glad you enjoyed it, but it just shows to me that I've got a lot of work to do in educating you on other first-person shooters.
Like I said, I was really happy to hear your notable mentions because I really do. I can see myself, like, at the moment I'm playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Game Pass.
Yeah,
I am loving that game.
I'm loving it as well. I'm playing it.
Yeah. Are you playing it at the moment?
Yeah.
I'm so originally when I got the Xbox, I signed up to the Game Pass, and I just thought, wow, Red Dead Redemption. I've never played it, and I always heard really good things about it. So I just downloaded it straight away, and then when it installed, I realised it was Red Dead 2. So I was like, oh. Yeah. Usually I don't like skipping the first, but I thought actually I'm so desperate to play this game, I just ended up playing. Oh mate, that was nearly. I didn't mention it. But that was a game that I thought, I can't mention a game that I haven't completed and I'm currently playing. Yeah. But no, I really, really enjoyed it. And another game I'm playing at the moment is Battlefront, the Star Wars version. Oh, really good game, really enjoying that. Wife and I recently finished watching all the modern day films, and yeah, so we got that. I believe Battlefront 2, the Star Wars edition, is actually the better one, because you can only really play online, I think, with Battlefront 1. But Yeah, I'm really enjoying it though. So, but yeah, I'm glad you said that about the games, because I am slowly getting into that genre of game. And yeah, from hearing your selections, I'm definitely going to go check out all the footage and stuff on
No,
that.
I need to lend you a few games as well. I think
No, definitely, no.
part of public service.
There's a lot of pressure now, though, Rob.
Oh,
You want to hope people don't air the Medal of Honor's the greatest game ever made.
It's not even the best Medal of Honor.
Yeah,
it's
they spelt medal wrong.
It's the worst they did. The Medal of Honor is a fantastic series, but that's the worst of it. But the other one you've got, which is Sealed, which is Call of Duty World War II, is a great game if you can bear the cutscenes, because there's not really a way of skipping the cutscenes. It lasts like 5-10 minutes, and during when you're trying to replay the level, oh come on, I could go through all this again. But the other one you mentioned, Tom Clancy's Las Vegas, they're fantastic games as well.
I so nearly went for that one.
But
literally
into the more modern Call of Duty with more modern settings.
Yeah.
Battlefield games, which are really good fun. And then obviously if you go into like science fiction first-person shooters, there's endless really choices from Half-Life onwards. So yes, well we'll have to do a night or something to catch up, and I'll bring you the top 3 or 4.
Mate, definitely, I'll be up for that. Even if there's stuff on Xbox that you want to play, because I know we're sort of connected now on there. So even if there's stuff that you can advise that I check out on there. So Leo's Fortune, by the way.
Yeah.
That you said last. I'm loving that. I got it on the PlayStation. I absolutely love it, seriously, and I did check it out. I played it on the Vita the other night, and it's really good. it's really addictive, isn't it?
Really smooth.
Yeah, really smooth. I would also say it's really all the levels there. You get similar things that you come across that you've got to solve, but the level's completely different, and there's so many different things there that you have to sort of go through to solve. I can see why you love it, and it's really good. And that's what this video is great for, because people watching this will think, actually, Sean suggested this Medal of Honor game, but then Rob said, actually, I play a lot of this game.
Rob,
you should check out this, and that. So yeah, it's you should check out this, and that, and that's what I love about YouTube personally, because everyone has their favourites. At the end of the day, no one's wrong with their selections. That's what I love about it, and
We'll see what the comments has to say about that.
Yeah, I know. I'll take that. I think it's good. I'm already losing. It's fine. It's all good. And as I said, I'm not going to go back to the Tainted, but revisit the beginning of the video. I'm sure I can find some technicality in this video to come back on. Apparently Rob never owned the PlayStation that he played the Medal of Honors on or something. So he's panicking now, I can see already.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What is it, Sam? Zip it. That's, but no, so they're the selection, guys. So just to recap, we went for football. I went for Ronaldo v Football. We then went for racing games. I went for Gran Turismo 2. I nearly forgot what I went for then. And the next one is first-person shooters, and I went for Medal of Honor Airborne. Rob, what did you go for?
So with the football, I went for World Cup Italia 90. For the racing, I went for Mario 64. First-person shooters, I did a joint choice of Battlefield 1942 and Battlefield Vietnam.
It's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to it. One, it's shorter, but we've ended up at about an hour again.
Yeah.
So
not much shorter, really.
You know what? It's not much shorter, but I think, in this, the conversation really has flowed. There's been a lot of deviations from, talking about other games as well, not just the game we've selected. So I think that's worked as a format. But yeah, so we're hoping very soon to be able to do a video with Rob's brother Sam, who we alluded to at the beginning. So no pressure, Sam. We will do a video with you just as and when you're ready to do so, because it'll be good. I think we've all played games together. We all played football together growing up. So I think we've all got that chemistry that we've known each other for quite a long time. So they should be good videos. So yeah, there's going to be more of these videos. I'm pretty sure we're going to do another one of these. we'll have to think of the other genres that we haven't covered. So we've got to round it up to best things coming free, Rob. We're at 2 hours at the moment, so we've just got to.
If the money's there, it'll get made. To be honest, it might not be a good idea to make a third part of that series, but if the money's there, well, we'll make it. If the videos, if the comments are there, the views are there, I'll be forced back in out of retirement.
So I just want to put a story across the bar. I've noticed that Rob is wearing the same shirt as he wore last video. Now I've got to tell you, Rob only dresses in 2 colours. He'll dress in skin colour, which you can see his arms, or black. So Rob dresses. My dad came out of a great comment when we were growing up, when Rob came to call for us once and said, we used to call Rob the Undertaker. So so Rob is not. He's probably got several of those same shirts, so don't think he's wearing the same shirt, guys.
I do have a number of these. I do have a number of these shirts, but I do remember your dad opening the door to me and he said, "I'm wearing a black t-shirt, black jeans, black boots, and a black trench coat," and he's saying, "What are you, from the Matrix or something?" All right, yeah.
Hi, Steve.
I'll say that. Yeah, thanks, Steve.
See you later.
Don't fall over on the way out, will you, Steve? Yeah, cheers.
So for those of you that have never seen my dad, he looks like Randy Marsh from South Park back in the end of the 90s, like a spitting image of Randy Marsh with the comedy mustache. So, anyway, I think that's a perfect stage to leave this video as we come to an hour. So anyway, guys, please feel free to comment, rate and subscribe. If we get subscriptions off of an hour ramble video, I don't know. But either way, we're going to do some more of these. We'll think of some more genres to cover, or just game series that we do a top 3 or something. But they've been really good making, and I'm really enjoying sort of having friends on doing these videos. So like I said, when you comment below, make sure you make a suggestion as who you think wins, because like I said, we had lots of comments last video. I can't find the page on my little thing there that I've written on. We had lots of comments, but not necessarily people saying who they think won. So, but Rob is winning 1-0 at the moment. But that's not a bribe. Don't let that sort of feel sorry for Sean. Boo. Yeah, boo-hoo. He's losing. But there will be some cold hard cash for anyone that votes. So anyway,
I keep beating you. Does that mean I take over your channel?
I think what we could do is maybe it would give you, if we get to a certain amount and you keep winning, what we'll have to do is just give you a video where you have an hour to do what you want with.
Maybe my slowly get bigger and yours slowly get smaller.
He's picked Medal of Honor again. Yeah. I've just played this really great game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just the equivalent of holding the small person and just kicking them.
As his sidekick.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching again. 1 hour and 3 minutes now, so we have saved you 4 minutes as opposed to the last episode. So, but it's all good. So, anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Please feel free to comment, rate, and subscribe, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.